Hi everybody, welcome back to Mildly Interesting. Let's start off with number 19. There's a mini wetland growing on the roof of this building. Oh, it's not supposed to be there. That's a drainage problem. That makes me really anxious. Drainage issues are scary, dude. Water ruins everything. And this, it's obviously been there a long time, so it hasn't leaked yet, but it will leak eventually. There's an ecosystem growing out of it. There's not supposed to be an ecosystem growing out of the standing water on your roof. It means it's not getting drained. Fix this at once, please, or it's going to cause problems. Water just ruins everything when it comes to man-made structures. I swear to God, you've heard me say it before. Hear me say it again. Drink water, but don't let it sit on your roof, okay? These urinals where you can look out to the street, windows aren't tinted, so you can also see in, even has a sink on top of each one. Yeah, that's weird. I guess people might not know that you're peeing unless they've been in the building before, but it's still kind of uncomfy. Unless you're an exhibitionist, but kind of uncomfy. Although, having the sink on top is kind of cool. Also, that could totally be a water conservation thing. What if as you're washing your hands, it actually uses that water to drain into the toilet bowl to act as like a flush, to clean the bowl out? That's huge brain. That's like double purposing the water. So if it's not doing that, that's really upsetting. And it's also on the street and people can see it, and it would be just doubly terribly upsetting. But you know, at least if you're conserving a little bit of water, which we need, it kind of looks like this could be in LA, given the palm trees and all like that. We need to be saving water, so hopefully it's doing that. My cousin's samurai sword shift knob. I don't know if we're taking a trip to Shorty Car Mods here for a moment, but hey, you know what? It works. It probably has a really, really long throw, but you know, whatever works for you. If you like getting a full arm workout while you're shifting gears, then this is the thing for you. Usually people prefer a shorter throw on the shift knob, but hey, if it works, it works. Also, it's just a nice hand rest. You can just be like holding it there while you're driving. Rather than doing it on the top, you just get a, yep. Subway served me a knife with my sandwich. Oh, they're like, hey, this one's getting dull. Let's just give it to the next customer. Also, does that bread look a little bit undercooked? I haven't had Subway in a really long time. I used to have Subway all the time, and I'm looking at that bread and I'm like, did it always look like that? Because that doesn't look super appetizing. It really looks underbaked. And I'm like, did my sandwiches look like that? Because it has been years. Or is this just a particularly undercooked loaf? There's a lot of stuff out there about Subway bread. Yeah, but anyway, at least you got a free knife. It's a new promotion that they're offering, where the knife that's used to make your sandwich, you get it as a souvenir to commemorate it. In Nepal, the Pringles mascot has different facial expressions depending upon the flavor. Wait, I love that, dude. I love that. He's in pain when it's the hot and spicy. This should be a universal indicator on any and all things spicy. It should be a face, and there should be different levels of pain and agony that the face is in upon eating the sauce, and that's to tell you how spicy it's gonna be. This should be a new normalized food scale, at least for spicy things. I do like that saucy barbecue is like given the Lenny face, sort of. I don't know what the cheese one is supposed to indicate though. And the cheddar and sour cream is just like, okay. Pizza's like, okay. I can't really tell. Sour cream and onion, he seems extremely happy. He's like, this is the best one. Why would you buy any of the others? Look at how happy he is on the sour cream and onion can. Instead of a Bible, this hotel has How Not to Be a Dick. Why is it marked as not safe for work? Don't tell me the cover has a, well, risky click of the day. Apparently that's not safe for work right there. I think that's cool and stuff. I try to live my life to a how not to be a dick kind of mentality, but more so for me, it's how not to be a burden on other people. There is definitely big overlap in that Venn diagram, but still, I always want to try to provide more value than I am taking out. And so if I'm being a burden on someone, it's because I am also giving them even more in return. Yeah, that's the creed of my existence. My coworker puts his coffee creamer in breast milk bags in the common fridge. You must know that because he told you, or you've seen him doing it and you assumed it's not actually breast milk. Do you know? Maybe it is. Maybe he actually puts breast milk in his coffee. How can you possibly know unless he told you directly? It's just because everyone's been stealing my coffee creamer, and this way they don't. Because most people in the office don't want to drink breast milk. Little did he know there's somebody in the office who's like, I've always wanted to try this, and just dumps the bag in their coffee to give it a try. And they're like, oh, this tastes remarkably similar. Did they just put coffee creamer in here? Ascot horse race attendees brought a candelabra with them. You know, I don't think I've ever had a dinner with a candelabra in the middle of the table. So they are having a fancier dinner than I have ever had in my life, apparently. They do look like they're wearing very fancy attire, too. I've never actually worn one of those, like, suit vest things. It just seems like kind of another level above even just, you know, wearing a suit and tie or something, is having the fancy vest kind of deal going on. Even when I've worn a tux, nope, I don't have the fancy vest kind of thing. These people have exceeded everything I have ever done in my life. My sister replaced her office chair wheels with rollerblade wheels. Honestly, probably a lot smoother, dude, because they're a little bit rubbery, whereas regular like office chair wheels are just hard plastic. And it's like, also, why? Why are office chair wheels the way that they are? I guess it's because it allows you to like do the stopper thing, but I bet you could develop a stopper for wheels like this. It'd just be so smooth. You could just like scooter around on your office chair and it would be silent and quiet. You could sneak up on people. You could discreetly weave your way through the cubicles and then surprise someone at work. Give them a heart attack, hopefully not. The Mexican government puts warnings on high sugar and caffeine products with the warning, not for children. But the high sugar, the lot of sugar, good for adults. So it's okay to just shovel sugar down your body as long as you're over 18 years old, then you're fine. Look at the face the kid is making. He's like, sugar, I love it. Give me more of this. He's like the demonstration example. This is what happens when you ignore the warnings and you give your child the high sugar Coca Cola. They get so excited. Also, they don't even allow high fructose corn syrup. That's why Mexican Coca Cola has real sugar, tastes slightly different, and is way better. God, I love Mexican Coca Cola. It's so delicious. Although I don't think I've ever seen one of these labels. Exceso calorias. That just means a lot of calories. I mean, it's like, I don't know, unless you're getting a 0-calorie beverage or drinking water or something like that, usually it's just going to have calories, just kind of the way that it is when you have a sugar. All the calories are from sugar, so it's a little bit redundant having both of those labels on there. But yeah, also not that much caffeine in Coke. Well, versus energy drinks at least. My daughter made a wallet chain out of can tabs. That is, how even did, what? That is thick. I was envisioning it was just going to be like one thick thing. How did you interlink them like that? How did you get so many of these? This was a lot of excessive calorie, excessive sugar beverages that contributed to this, unless they were diet. That's also possible. Then we just have to worry about the long-lasting implications of whatever aspartame does to you in the long term. I have no idea. Probably bad. That's cool though. That was a much thicker one than I thought. You could probably you could tow a car with that thing. Received a 3D printout of my brain after volunteering many hours on an fMRI study. Dude, that would be so cool. This way, if you're ever streaming or on YouTube and you do something that they think is dumb and they're like, what a smooth brain. You can go over, have this handy, be like, this is literally a cast of my brain. Look at how wrinkly it is. It's got so many folds. You've never seen this many folds before in your entire life. And that is literally my brain. All right? Suck on that. This line to the smoking section at Disneyland. I know exactly where that is, and somehow I never knew that it was a smoking room. Ever. Because I've never seen a line like this. Why is there such a line to the smoking room? I've definitely never walked by here, seen a line, because if I saw a line like this, I'd be like, oh, they're waiting for the ride. So I'd be like, what are they waiting for? And then I'd see smoking room, and I'd be like, I definitely would have noticed this. This must be an unusual thing. I wonder if there's just like a group of people. What if it was like the Cigar Enthusiast Club all booked a tour to Disneyland? And then they're like, we kind of have to do a smoke break. So, and they only have a certain capacity, but it was a really big, like, Cigar Enthusiast Club. Not that there's necessarily really much crossover between cigar enjoyers and cigarette smokers. I don't know. But anyway, that's interesting. Ordered a new knife. They give you 2 Band-Aids with it. That is a fancy looking knife. Oh my God. That's so cool looking though. They give you some thick Band-Aids too. I wonder if they took a survey of people who purchased their knives and they're like, okay, so within the first month after buying, how many cuts did you guys get and about how big were they? And they had enough people respond back saying, couple big ones, that they're like, all right, let's do a courtesy of including some Band-Aids. And even if not, it'll be a good marketing exercise because someone will post it on Instagram or Reddit or something and we'll get some free marketing for cutting edge knives. My husband got tipped with a $10 coin at work tonight. There is a Bill Clinton $10 coin? It's a $10 bill? No, that's not real. Wait, is that real? Is that really a thing? Hutt River Province, $10. Huh? Is this really a thing? I we didn't just get scammed. You can take that to a bank and you can get, honestly, worth the price of admission if that's a legitimate thing. Be like, all right, even though this is super impractical and annoying and I can't really use it to do anything because if I go to a 7-Eleven, they're going to be like, this isn't real money. If it is, then fine. That's super cool. Huh. The $10 bill. They couldn't resist. They had to do it. They were like, okay, so he's probably not the first Bill to be president. It's a pretty common name, William. But still, they had to do something, put him on a bill of some kind. A school of jellyfish congregated under this boat. That's cool, but also terrifying. Are they venomous? Do they sting? Are they just chill? If they're chill, then that'd be kind of cool to jump in and you'd be able to like feel the jellies and see how they feel. But if they're not, if they sting, that's really, at least they're easy to see. I can't tell if the water is clear or if they're just like really, really doing some bioluminescence or something like that. The boat just looks like it's floating. That's wild. Ken Jeong was a physicist at the hospital I work at. Ken Jeong, MD. Wait, 2015. Was he still practicing medicine as recent as that? Because I'm pretty sure like Community was way before that. Maybe he was just doing like double duty at that point. Community was like the side gig at the time and he was like still mostly a doctor at that point and then just got, I don't know, does he still practice medicine? Maybe he does. I don't know Ken Jeong's life, but he does do he's done a lot of movies and TV stuff. So it just seems like you'd have a hard time keeping up on the medicine side while also doing all the TV and the movies and stuff like that. It'd be a lot to balance. I have a hard enough time balancing making my YouTube videos and streaming. So that just seems like more to balance. You know, saving people's lives and doing movies is like a few steps above where I'm at with streaming and YouTube videos. I built the $800 Lego Millennium Falcon set out of parts I already had. That's a way to be economical, dude. That's pretty dope. You know, just deconstruct the other Lego sets and then you'd be like, I don't need to spend money on the other. I can make my own. And then it looks like something out of an art project that some famous artist did and they're displaying at some fancy art show and they're like, this, you can buy it for $10,000. I just copied the Millennium Falcon, but I just used some other Lego pieces. $10,000. Doesn't it look cool? It's pop art. And someone would be like, yeah, $10,000. Sounds about right. Let's do it. And the top for the last month was at a beach and found a shell with barnacles on it that makes it look like an anatomically correct heart. That's wild. That actually does look like a heart. Are you sure it's not actually a human heart? That you can just find someone's heart that had somehow, like, by being in the ocean for a super long time, just a bunch of, like, you know, bacteria and barnacles grew on it and adopted it as their own, but it actually did start off as a human heart. And this is actually the key to solving a really, really long time cold case murder, and you're holding it and taking photos and putting it on Reddit, but literally if you took this for DNA analysis, they'd be like, oh, so we were actually looking for this body like 20 years ago, and now you've just found it. Which beach did it wash up on? Because maybe this is a clue. But nope, it's just going to exist on Mildly Interesting. Thanks for watching this last month. Make sure to like the video if you liked and subscribe to the channel to stay tuned for more vids. All right, awesome stuff. I'll see you next time.